Okay, it's Monday night. I'm working late tonight, but I'm just about to close down here. I've tried to make this video 2 other times, and I'll try again. The first one, I look like Jabba the Hutt sitting on the edge of the desk, and I know you're laughing out there, but I'm not the pencil neck geek I used to be. Well, I might still be a geek, but anyway, as you can see, I've filled out a little bit more, kind of like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Over the years, and so anyway, gray jersey is not becoming of me. Back to the comments here. In the interest of full disclosure, my wife was watching some of the videos the other night, and she saw, in particular, the one where I showed the panel sitting on both of the border. The future border rings there, and after that video finished, she looked at me and said, "I want my table to be cherry with a walnut panel." And I'm smiling because she knows me. After all, we've been married for over 10 years, and she calls me a silly boy, and probably with good reason. But she knew at the outset, I'm sure, that I wouldn't just let it alone. There would be 2 tables being made. So, if you had your heart set on a cherry table, I'm sorry, but a walnut table is very nice. What you'll be getting is really going to be very attractive. And if it doesn't quite match your decor, well, you know, the pull together look has been popular for a while, and so anyway, it'll be a good conversation piece. From now on, I will be working on the cherry table and putting a walnut panel in there. I actually have the panel glued up, and the table for the reunion will end up being walnut. Now, the border and the legs will be walnut. I can still, and I've shown those pieces in the another video, I still have a set of cherry stretchers. And I'm just about to the point now where I have all the mortises cut, all the tenon done, and what I need to do yet is fit those tenons to the mortises. And then once I do that, I also need to decide what I'm going to do with the top ones. Being that the bottom ones are going to have an arch cut underneath them, I'm going to cut a section out of one of them and then dowel it into the other full-sized one. That will fasten that together. The top ones, I am tossing around an idea in my mind of half-lapping those, which means I would cut a chunk out of the bottom, a chunk out of the top, and they would fit together, like lap over one another. That's called a half-lap joint. The other option I would do is just cut them like I did the bottom ones, only put 2 dowels in the middle instead of just 1. So anyway, once I get those set up and fit, what I'll do is I'll set up both of the tables side by side, and you can take a look. But in particular, the walnut table for the reunion, and see, I've got a feeling the cherry is going to look really cool with that dark outside and then looking at the lighter wood on the inside. I may go that route. I'm still not sure on that, but I know that the walnut on walnut looks fine too. It looks great. It's just that the other look is a little bit more eccentric and pushes the envelope a little bit. So anyway, that's what you got to look forward to. We're closing in on crunch time, as I said the other day. I am hoping to finish this table, and I mean have the finish on it, by Thursday evening. So, with that in mind, it might be like, you know, 12:59 or something, or 11:59 I should say, on Thursday. That'll at least give it a good day to dry. The finish I use is a catalyzed conversion varnish, which means it's 2-part. You put a catalyst in to harden it. It's a very, very durable finish, way better than lacquer, and it's what I use on my cabinetry. I won't be using a water white though, and water white means they use a coconut alkyd instead of a soya alkyd. Now, I'm not a chemist. I don't really know exactly what an alkyd is. It sounds like some kind of a protein. It's some kind of resin component. But the difference between them is a coconut alkyd is a water white look. It's not clear, but it's a milky white. The soya is an amber gold color, and that's what happens when you use a soya alkyd. It will amber over time, and that's actually the look I want. I won't be using my standard conversion varnish, my water white, on there. It tends to make the walnut look a little cool. I've got a hand railing in my house made out of walnut, and I did stain it, but walnut will patina to a lighter brown color, as opposite the cherry, which cherry will go darker. So I really want that. Now, a lot of times they will actually use UV stabilizers in there to kind of retard that, but any product with a nitrocellulose with that soya base in there will yellow a little bit. But that's what we want. We want that nice warm amber. I want people to come into your house and go like this. They want to touch it. It invites the touch. Whenever it's the finish is kind of a cool bluish looking, and you'll get that with some water base finishes, which I don't use. It's not quite as inviting. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here. I need to go home and sleep for a few hours before I get up and go at it again.